So let's say it's a nice summer day. You hop in your car to go pick up your friends so that you can go hang out and do something fun. But on your way, you're behind a really slow driver, and you've been behind them for 20 minutes now, and it's going to make you late to picking up your friend. But then you finally see that they're slowing down, and they turn, but don't even put on their blinker. Does this irritate you? Because this is one of my biggest pet peeves. In this speech, I'm going to talk about slow drivers, oblivious drivers, and rude drivers, and how they relate to being my pet peeve. Slow drivers make you late. It also leads to tailgating, which is potentially dangerous and could cause an accident, which wouldn't happen in the first place if they weren't driving so slow. Second, oblivious drivers are drivers that just don't really pay attention, they ignore the road signs. And a story that I have of oblivious drivers is that one time I was at a roundabout and I was stopped waiting to pull through, and someone behind me just kept honking at me to go. But there was cars coming through the roundabout, so I couldn't, because you're supposed to yield to the drivers to the left of you. So clearly the driver behind me didn't understand the idea of a roundabout, because he just kept honking and waiting for me to go, but there were cars, so I couldn't. Third of all, rude drivers. We've all been to big cities, where I'm from a small city, so driving is pretty easy around here. But in big cities like Chicago or New York, driving is super hectic, and the drivers there tend to be a lot more rude than the drivers where I'm from. So what I mean by rude is, let's say you are driving on a highway, and they squeeze in between a tiny, few feet of the car in front of you, and it just freaks you out because you don't think there's enough space for a car to fit in front of you, but they do it anyways. Also, if you let cars in, they will never wave to you, or they'll just squeeze right in front, like I said. So, I'm not a perfect driver, but slow drivers, oblivious drivers, and rude drivers are all a very big pet peeve of mine.